What's up with y'all, man? Polo Sports Talking and ENT here again with another one. Be sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so that you're able to get uh, become a member and be able to. I'm sorry about that. Can't talk, y'all. Hit the notifications too so that you're able to get each and every one of my videos. I apologize about that. Um, look, what's up with it, True Viking Queen? What's up with it, Big Who too? I see y'all in the building. Now I'm gonna talk about the Lakers right quick. Now, last night the Bulls came in, absolutely destroyed the Lakers, 121 to 103. Um, Chicago has really made a case for this season that they are legit. I've said it since last season when they were making slow little moves, building pieces around Zach LaVine. Um, they pretty much controlled the whole entire game and really blew the game wide open, especially coming out of halftime. And you can't do anything except take your hats off to what Chicago's doing, even if it is at the beginning of the season. They put a lot of pieces around Zach LaVine, and have made. I mean, Zach LaVine looks happy. He looks happier. And therefore, when you're playing, when you're happier, you're gonna play even better. You play better when you're happier. Now, a lot of people said that I was capping both about Charlotte and they said that I was capping about the Chicago Bulls. I remember it. And that's expected, of course, when you think of the Bulls, you don't over the last couple of years, you think of them, not really as a winning squad ever since, Derrick Rose had had left. And then of course in the MJ and Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman and also Phil Jackson era. Now Chicago is legit because they have um, pretty much they got like several different punches all in once coming from each different direction. You have DeMar DeRozan who put up 38 last night, uh, who can kill you from not only the mid range, he's got the outside jumper working, but also he's a slasher too. Now he's not slashing as much as he was at the beginning of his career because his game is starting to mature. I don't think that has anything with him aging or anything like that, but it just has to do with maturity. He's really developed that that mid range jumper. You've seen it, as he ended his tenure in Toronto, did it more with the San Antonio. I felt like with San Antonio, man, he had a few down seasons, with San Antonio, but I think he has sparked his play coming with Chicago because he's really trying to make a statement. Like I said, it has to do with you being happy. Also, Lonzo Ball. You say what you want. Was I critical of Lonzo Ball? Yes, I was. I was critical of Lonzo Ball, but the one thing I never said that Lonzo didn't have was potential. He's got all the potential in the world to get better, and he kept improving. And I'm happy that the way that Lonzo Ball is really running the point guard position, and his defense has never went away. Matter of fact, his defense has gotten even better, as well as his playmaking. Lonzo Ball, and as well as his shooting too. You can't leave Lonzo Ball open like you used to be able to at the beginning of his career. Zach LaVine, what else can you say? Zach LaVine has really been phenomenal this season or whatever, and he sees that okay, I got Lonzo Ball, I got DeMar DeRozan, and look, Vucevic, even though he didn't play, Vucevic, he's still trying to find his way and everything like that. But when Vucevic had first came, nobody was really saying anything. I still believe in Vucevic because when he was in Orlando, he was making his case for being an All Star. Okay. Now, this is going to surprise you what I'm about to say right here. Okay, about in terms of the Bulls roster, Derrick Jones Jr. I told people about Derrick Jones Jr. When he came from Portland. I said this. Go back and you go look at my videos whenever they had picked him up. What's up with it, Jelly Bean? I see you in the building, man. Y'all go subscribe to that boy Jelly Bean of 42080. He's on his gaming. Uh, also knows his boxing too as well. So go subscribe to that boy Jelly Bean. Now, Derrick Jones Jr. is pretty much one of those guys like I always like to shoot props to on this channel, and always like this type of game too. He's a Swiss Army knife. Okay, he can do it all. He could get to the basket. He could shoot when the jumper is needed, and more importantly, he could play defense and also run in transition. You know, you combine all of that. They're young and they're hungry, along with the good coaching as well, and mentorship. These guys don't have anything but room to grow, and I could see the Bulls. You said trade AD to the Bulls. Now I'm gonna get to the Lakers in just a minute, and actually it's gonna surprise some people what I'm about to say, because like I said, salute to you, Slinky. Um, I'm not a train hopper. I don't do that train hopping shit on this channel. You know what I'm saying? Look, let's talk about the Lakers, okay? Did the Lakers play horrible? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. They played horrible. Okay. Could have came out better. Bradley he was in position to start, like I said. They should have, and he was quite, a disappointment. I thought he was gonna come out a little bit better. Uh, Nobody really played good. Yeah, I know. THT, he did what he could do. He put up 28. AD had 20. Of course, he put up a dub, and Russell Westbrook had 25, 8, and 6. Okay, yes, that's that's great. You know what I'm saying? That's but when you're shooting 18% from 3 pointers, 18%, that's what's going to kill you. That's absolutely going to kill you. And then on top of that, they got killed in the paint too as well. Listen, the Lakers, I'm not going to say that because we can sit here and criticize them all you want, but guess what, y'all? They're still in the seventh spot, you know. And listen, they are gonna have to go through these trials and tribulations. That's just what it boils down to. They're gonna have to go through this. Listen, like my guy Hitman X said, okay. He said one time on one of his videos, I couldn't remember what video it was that he said this, but it's something that I've always said too. You have to experience hardship in order to prevail. You got to lose to win. You know. Now, look, believe it or not, we're 15 games in. And a lot of teams are starting to slip. Like us, the Sixers, we're 8-6 right now. But guess what? Guess what? In the beginning, when we had all our pieces, we were actually leading in the East, you know. So right now, and I understand some people gonna be angry because they want me to they want me to sit here and attack the Lakers and get on their helmet and all this other stuff. Nah, I'm sticking by what I said. I'm sticking by what I said. I said, look, when they get all the pieces functioning right, and everybody comes back healthy, they're gonna be a different team, man. you know. So them going through this right now, experience this adversity is actually good for them. But there's no excuses. Still got to play better. And then on top of that, Chicago is coming in with a new, revitalized type of mentality to say, hey, look, we have arrived. Now am I sitting here saying that Chicago is going to compete for a championship or anything like that? That remains yet to be seen. But I don't think so, because you have other squads in the league, such as Washington, who a lot of people didn't think that you had to look out for. You would think that, oh, okay, well, Washington, they're not that good this year and all this other stuff. You used to be able to say stuff like that. You can't say anything like that anymore. You can't say anything like that anymore. And even some of the teams that aren't winning, you can't just walk into that. This is the NBA still. Anybody can lose on any given night. Anybody can win on any given night. These guys at the end of the day are still grown men, and they still have to go out there and they still got to compete. You know, um, but there's really not much that I could say besides Chicago is really hooping. And see, there was a lot of people in the beginning. They were like doubting Chicago. They didn't know what they had. Now that they're winning, now people want to start giving them their flowers, so to speak. Now people want to start paying attention to them and everything. You know, it's even with Minnesota too. Even with Minnesota, people are starting to pay attention to Minnesota. People still, and you know what? People really ain't paying attention to Washington, and I've already talked about that. You know, people aren't paying attention to Cleveland, and some of these other teams. And see, Cleveland is fifth right now. And some people are still gonna be like, oh, well, they're in the weak East or anything like that. The East ain't really that weak no more. They proved that last night. Now the Heat are starting to slip just a tad, but I think we all knew, what had taken place. Jimmy Butler was hurt, and everything, but nevertheless, they still have a decent record. They're still at 9-5. But see, there's a two-way tie between the Bulls and the Knicks, and I'm sorry about that. Between the Bulls and the Nets, and there's a two-way tie between the Knicks and my squad, the Sixers. You know, now as far as the West, and I'm gonna talk about these guys a little bit later. The Phoenix Suns. Shout out to my boy Hitman X. He probably gonna talk about it too as well. The Suns are actually doing a decent job considering that they don't have Aiden. And Aiden is a personal favorite of mine. I enjoy watching him play, but they're doing it without him, and they're 10-3 right now, second in the West behind the Warriors. That speaks volumes. You know, you never can go to sleep on the Jazz. I know the Clippers. They took a L and everything, but despite that, they're still playing. They're still playing pretty good basketball. But the Lakers are still seventh, and of course, people are gonna have their expectations, especially when you talk about Laker Nation. People are gonna. It's not surprising that you want Cousins. What's up with it, 501? I see you in the building. Uh, Cousins, man. Two Raw said this. Two Raw said this. Shout out to Two Raw. He said that Cousins would be, a decent fit for Chicago, and I I I gotta agree with that. Now, to say that Cousins is gonna get out there like in the Sacramento days and everything like that, no, he's not gonna be able to do that. But he can still be valuable to a squad. Come out there, give you a little boosted effort and everything, and then play his 15, maybe 20 minutes or something like that, and then go ahead and sit down. But he could still be valuable for a team. But to say that he's gonna be a starter in the league, um, I seriously doubt that. But salute to you, 501 Shy Boy. I hadn't seen you in a minute, man. It's been a grip, but glad you pulled up. So we'll have to see, what takes place, man. Like we say, it's a we got a long season to go. And here it is, we almost approaching December. I think he could do like 12 points, 7 to 9 rebounds a game. Maybe so. Yeah, I mean, he could. I listen. I haven't went to sleep on Cousins. There's some people that actually believe that DeMarcus Cousins is done. Guys like him and Isaiah Thomas, they deserve it. They deserve to be on a roster. Yeah, 10 to 12 points. Yeah, 10 to 12 points, man. That's all you need from Cousins. Shoot, I would like to have him on the Sixers. I think he'll be him, and adding one more big, just in case. Because look at us right now. We got Drummond taking care of everything. We could have had another big too as well. That all three of them, and I know all three of them, are used to going at each other, whether it was Drummond and Embiid or Embiid and Cousins or Cousins going at it with you know Drummond or whatnot. You know, I think that would be great for us because we can't we that would add some more depth to us because while Joel is gone. But Cousins would be a valuable fit for a lot of places. Now, is that would that be indicative of the Lakers? I don't think so. The Lakers, I think the Lakers are pretty much sold up in terms of the big, but he could still bring some value. Now, some people will fly off the handle when I say that 501. They'll they'll fly off the handle when I say okay, Cousins could still play, but they're thinking like I'm saying like Cousins can play 40 minutes a game and putting up 20 something points and 10 rebounds. They're thinking I'm talking about that him putting up 20 and 10, and that's just not realistic, and that has nothing to do with skill set or anything like that. That's just the injuries have kind of set DeMarcus Cousins back, and he's not he's not able to play the minutes and carry that load like he was a man in Sacramento like that, but him being a force off the bench for a good team, I think he'll be very valuable because DeMarcus Cousins actually, he's actually controlled you know, his temperament and everything. When he was with Golden State, what did he do? He played under control. He played his role, did what was necessary for the squad. And then when he went to LA, he played his role in the short time that he was there, did what he could do for the betterment of the team. Now with Houston, he went there. I thought that he was gonna last a lot longer with Houston, but of course things happen. He butted heads with Silas, and that was that. And now, you know, coincident by coincidence, he not able to get a job. So I think that DeMarcus Cousins should have a job, even if it's just the guys that are on the roster just picking his brain. Even if it's just that. So y'all guys tell me what you think. I'm gonna go ahead and roll out of here. Leave your comments, like this video, share it, and also subscribe and hit the notifications too to get my videos. Until then, it's Polo, Sports Talking ENT, man. I will get at y'all later.